incompetence, dishonesty, and corruption of Washington under President Bush had come together to create the dark economic storm now raging over the Obama administration as it faces the enormous challenge of turning America around. This book examines the issues, turning points, and personalities that shaped 2008's historic White House race and Obama's victory, notably the astonishing 2-year economic slide toward the unprecedented $700 billion bailout plan signed by Bush a month before Election Day, the treacherous new phases of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the rival characters and strategies of the Obama-Biden and McCain-Palin tickets that made the '08 campaign such an extraordinary moment in our history. The stakes could hardly have been higher. Domestically, our sinking economy is making the new president's search for solutions, from war zone strategies to energy and health care reform, from funding Medicare and Social Security to securing our borders, as daunting as any since Franklin Roosevelt was elected in 1932 during the Great Depression. Globally, the new commander-in-chief faces escalating tensions in our dealings with Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, the Middle East, and India, particularly since the horrific terror attacks in Mumbai in November 2008. Obama has 8 years of George Bush to thank for the immensity of his task and for inciting an angry American electorate to action. Now or Never examines the corrosive legacies of the Bush reign. They include its fiscal recklessness, its illegal surveillance and sanctioning of torture, and a sweeping agenda of secrecy, deception, and expanding executive power. Bush is gone, but damaging precedents have been set. As I wrote in It's Getting Ugly, my hunch was that Bush's 2-term record would prove to be so misguided, ineffective, and reckless, while his political base was so egregious and arrogant in its corrupt abuse of power, that Bush and company unwittingly woke up the American people and proved to them that their country was indeed broken and in urgent need of repair before it got too late to undo the harm they had done. If I was clearly onto something, I underestimated how bad things would get. This was a year before the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve started to commit hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars to shore up, bail out, and seize control of giant financial and insurance institutions better known for boundless greed than for bended knee groveling. It was months before Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson, Jr. scratched out what read in parts like a 3-page ransom note. Decision by the Secretary may not be reviewed by any court of law or any administrative agency. Laying out terms of the initial $700 billion Troubled Asset Relief Program, TARP, to buy back worthless mortgage-backed securities from failing banks as a way to keep credit flowing. The economy was strangling itself, he said. Only a massive infusion of credit between banks and from banks to businesses, consumers, car loan seekers, home buyers, and so on would keep it breathing. Phrases in the air evoked the Great Depression. A race against time, grave threats, bank runs, breadlines, Armageddon, once-in-a-century financial crisis. That from former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan. Former General Electric Chairman Jack Welch predicted one hell of a downturn. Warren Buffett called the markets an economic Pearl Harbor. Was this crisis about Wall Street extortion or Main Street extinction? 35 senators and 435 congressmen were up for re-election. No one wanted to vote for a risky rescue bet that could go bad and turn 2008's electoral battlegrounds into 2009's dust bowls. This was Congress, not a casino, yet it's